The journey begins in 1938 on a boat. After a struggle with an opponent, Indy achieves the Coronado Crucifix, which he has been striving since he was a teenager. During a class at the university, Indy gave the crucifix to his friend Marcus Brody so that he could keep it in a museum. Then, just escaping from curious student Indy was taken away by strangers. It is the subordinate of Walter Donovan, a tycoon with a strong passion for antiquities. At his office, Walter tells Indy about the Holy Grail, a treasure that gives the user eternal life. At the same time, Walter reveals that Indy's father, Henry, has gone missing in an attempt to locate the Grail. Hearing that, the Indy rushed to Henry's house. There is no one there. Remembering the diary that his father left, Indy understood that this was the clue that led him to the location of the Holy Grail.
The search for the cup of Christ is the search for the divine in all of us.
Soon the two moved to Venice. There they met Dr. Elsa Schneider, the last person Henry John saw before he disappeared. By the instructions in the diary, the three find a secret basement located just below the large library of. They quickly moved down, cross thousands of rats before reaching the final clue to the Holy Grail. A stranger appeared in front of the tunnel door, set fire to the exit, causing 3 people to use the underground sewer to escape. When they appeared on the ground, a gang chased after them. Finally, Indy manages to arrest the leader of the mysterious gang. He is Kareem, a member of the Order of the Cruciform Sword. After knowing that the real purpose of the trip is to find his missing father, Kareem reveals that Henry is being held at the Castle Franbel, located on the border Austria. Indy asked Marcus to find his friend Sala to continue to find the Holy Grail, and he himself with Elsa will rescue Henry. At the castle, Indy and Elsa break through the guard. They went inside and found Henry being held in a room. That's when the audience learned how close the father and son relationship is. The two of them quarreled.
I'll never forgive myself.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
This is a signal to inform the Nazis. They pointed guns at the two. Mr. Henry was very confident that the Nazis would not get any information about the Grail, because there was no way Indy would carry a diary containing so many important clues. However, Indy did.
You didn't bring it, did you?
Well,
You did.
You know what's worse? Elsa, who was supposed to be the next companion of the trip, turns out to be on the side of the Nazis, and the person behind it all is Walter, who has been helping Indy since the beginning of the film, to find the Holy Grail. Indy and Henry overcome the enemy's pursuit before stopping at a crossroad. Here they have to make a choice. One is to return to Venice to join Marcus in finding the Grail. The second is to enter Berlin, where Henry's diary is located. According to Henry, the two should go to the German because in the diary there are suggestions for how to overcome the puzzles that will eventually lead to the Grail. However, Indy did not accept because he did not want to fight again. So the father and son quarrel, and we learn why Indy has been cold to her father all his life.
this is an obsession, Dad. I never understood it.
Neither did Mom.
Indy decided to go to Berlin. Here, he easily took back the diary from Elsa. Even accidentally got Hitler's signature. Then the two boarded an airship to reach the Holy Grail before the Nazis. But halfway through, the father and son had to manage themselves because the airship was about to return. Together they flee from the pursuit of the villains before meeting their friend Sala in the desert. Now Indy and Henry learn that Marcus has been arrested by Walter. The map to the Holy Grail is now under Nazis' control. They has no choice but to hurry up.
And in this sort of race, there's no silver medal for finishing second.
However, this trip did not seem to go smoothly because the villains decided to use the tank to kill them. The Order of the Cruciform Sword appears. However, this reinforcement team is too weak. Fighting with Nazis' power, he used all his skills to defeat them and rescue the father and Sala, even eliminating the tank. But at that time, Indy disappeared, causing Mr. Henry to sink into suffering, tormenting himself for not connecting with his son. At that moment, Indy emerged from the cliff, exhausted but completely unharmed. Mr. Henry excitingly urged everyone to go to the final battle. When Indy's group entered the destination, Walter was a step faster, but his soldiers all lost because of traps. Realizing that Indy holds the solution to an extremely difficult problem, the villain decides to fire on Mr. Henry. Forcing Indy to find the Grail, Indy still succeeds in 3 puzzles and confronts the keeper of the Grail. In front of him are many cups with various designs and models. Walter also shows up, greed rising, and he grabs a noble-looking cup and empties it. This frivolous act has to pay with his life. Indy was more sober than he chose the most trivial cup, and that was the correct answer. Immediately, Indy healed his father with the artifact. Elsa intends to take the cup out of the shrine even though it is forbidden. So the whole ruins began to collapse, dragging her to the abyss. She still refused to give up the Holy Grail because it was only inches from her hand, but that was enough to send her to hell. When Elsa fell into the endless darkness, Indy faced the same fate. At the most critical moment, Mr. Henry woke his son from his coma. Everyone quickly left. Once unharmed, Indy looked regretfully at the ruins. But after this journey, he has found something more important, which is the connection with his father. The film ends with Indy, Henry, Marcus, and Sala galloping together towards the sunset, signaling the exciting adventures to come.